Let me try that. Happy Motivational Monday, everybody. I am your neighborhood certified life coach, Nancy Coppage, also known as Coach in the City. Happy Martin Luther King Day, celebratory federal holiday to everybody. So, whether you're working or not, um, welcome. And I hope you had an amazing day. Me, I did not work. Um, and I'm well rested. Everything is amazing for me. So for those of you guys who are just tuning in, you'll see this because I don't edit my videos, right? So the first couple of minutes, well, the first couple of seconds before I went live, I had it scheduled for going live at 7 p.m. And it was like 6:58, and I was like, I'm thirsty. So being that I was thirsty, I'm getting these notifications, right? That's like Facebook will not allow you to go live after 7:09. And I was like, Facebook is not the boss of me. That's what I was laughing about because I'm thirsty. So so I did get on my giddy up so that I could come on back. But welcome to this Motivational Monday. And I'm really excited. Y'all know I'll be logging into Facebook just to make sure someone had a comment. Um, I can see it, but what I want to talk about really quick, I'm gonna try to keep it under 15 minutes, is this is not Mother May I. So if you remember back in the day when we used to go outside and have recess, right? Or in the neighborhood, we used to play this game called Mother May I. And basically, it was one person in charge, and it'd be like a bunch of kids, however far away, and we would ask this person, "Can I take 3 steps forward to whatever our objective was?" Normally, it was forward. And I don't know if y'all have variations to your game, but I know, of course, it was my game. When I played it, I had variations. So one of the things that would put you out would be if like you bumped into somebody, right? So in Mother May I, we would ask the person, Mother, like take 3 steps forward. Right. And then, but what if somebody else was there? But the next person could say, can I take 3 hops forward? And the goal was to reach Mother, who was the objective, you know. So I was thinking about, how often in life are we allowing someone else? Are we asking Mother? And these are in air quotes, yes. These are in air quotes, Mother for permission. But the gag with Mother is she can say no. Mother can say no. You can say, Mother, may I take 3 steps forward? She can say no, but you can take 2 steps back. Why wouldn't? But here's the other thing. I remember at the end of some games, I would find out that Mother was in cahoots with someone else that was playing a game with me. So here I am taking these humongous, come on, I used to do the triple jump in high school, right? I'm taking these humongous leaps, but would never quite make it to Mother because my course will always be altered. And I knew the game. It was my game. I made up the rules, but yet my course would always be altered. And then come to find out after the game was over, Mother had made a pact before the game started, maybe the day before we agreed that we were going to meet up at a certain time to play because we always played the game, that they would work together to be in charge because the fun part was being Mother because you would tell people what to do and guess what? They had to listen. So in thinking on that, I was like, hold up, you know what? Let me remind the world, especially my people, my generation. I even had to ask my kids, did y'all ever play Mother May I in school? Because some of them didn't, right? So what I'm coming on here to say is we don't need to ask permission to do anything that we need to do. Side note, y'all know I believe in God, so I'm going to say it. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Number one. Don't say, oh, coach said, I don't know. I did say it, but I'm just telling you. Set your own boundaries in your own azimuth. You need to seek God. I recommend everybody seek God, but hey, seek your higher power. Number two, you already know your left and your right limits in whatever relationship you're in. And I'm talking about your relationship. And you also know your left and your right limits for like your professional life. So I'm going to go on and say some things, but you need to, gauge yourself accordingly. Yes, I'm saying you don't need to ask anyone permission for shit, really. I do mean that. But you already know what you do and do not have going on. So kind of address it accordingly. So what I first want to say is we give people way too much credit, thinking that they're thinking about us all the time. They're wrapped up in their own doubt, insecurities, and fears to really be worried about you or me. Now, may they pick their head up and be like, oh, Nancy's doing something. They just might. But I'm not that self-absorbed to think such and such is hating on me. Nah. Everybody, I mean, you may be, but I don't care. Really. The level of hate that people think gets you absolutely nowhere. And to me, it's a negative stimuli anyway. So what I do in my life is not to prove someone wrong or to piss them off or to make them mad. I do what I do because God says to do it. And because like I wanted to do it, right? So that's the first one. And the second thing I want to share is, unconsciously, sometimes it's okay to admit, sometimes we do want that approval. We do want that okay. We do want that support from others. But move forward without it. You know what you know. You were given what you were given, and so you go on and you execute. You really have to be okay with living the life you want to live, getting a job you want to get, being in a relationship you want to be in, nurturing that relationship, heck, even loving yourself. You don't have to go to some self-empowerment conference for them to reaffirm and reassure you that it is okay for you to love you. You don't need to do a hashtag loving myself. You don't have to do none of that. You don't have to have, whether you could post it, but be cool with if there's not a like attached to it. Be cool if there's not a share attached to it. Because unconsciously, sometimes we do want that. You're on the right track. You're doing good. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you right. Oh, that post. That's the one. But you know what? When you know it in here, that's when like it really becomes good for you. Oh, and guess what? The next thing is permission slips. Like the day of permission slips ended the last day of school. You notice for those of us that have that are in college, there are no permission slips. Your parents don't have to sign it because you grown. Right? So there are no permission slips for life. I mean, yeah, for life. Now, once again, you just can't, your relationship. I'm just gonna say, your relationships at home. So you just can't be like, and I'm going out, right? And to not think there may be some repercussions at home. Because I do feel that there's a way to go about and achieving everything that you want without destroying it. So if you need to learn some ways, y'all know where to find me, and you can book a session at www.coachinthecity.com. So nobody is responsible for the life that you live or you do not live. Whether you pursue the things that you want to or you don't. In the end, it's your life. And the only person you can blame really is yourself. You can't blame your kids. You can't blame your job. You can't blame your significant other, because you really, you know, you really we find time to do the things that we want to do, for real. And I hear a lot of people say, well, because of my children I can't do this, or because of my job. But that's an excuse, because you can. Like, the fire within you, it burns like strong enough to where your passion is going to like keep you up. It's going to keep you persistent. It's going to keep you moving forward. So it's an excuse. Um, and so so get beyond the excuse. How do you get beyond the excuse? Set an hour, set 30 minutes to try. Now, I trust me, I'm all over social media. I read a lot. I read a lot of articles. I do a lot of seminars. I do conferences. I do workshops. And one of the biggest things is people say, well, I don't have time. Well, you make time, because we really make time to do what we want to do. Like, it's a difference between cooking dinner and cooking like a gourmet meal. Yes, we all have to eat, but do we really have to, you know, let the meat marinade, soak in a marinade for 4 hours every day, 7 days a week? No, we don't, right? That's a choice. So we make time to do what we want to do. So create the time, even if it's 10 minutes a day. Create the time. and and so in moving into like creating the time, when I think about it, I see a lot of people limit like their words or their affirmations, because they'll say something like, I am an aspiring. So it could be, I am an aspiring model. I am an aspiring writer. I am an aspiring actress. I am an aspiring coach. I'm not aspiring nothing. I am it, right? I don't try. I coach. Um, I just do it. So I think when people say aspiring, that what that say is, hey, I'm not so certain about this, so this may not be perfect. Or if you mess up, it's like kind of giving a reason before that's not even needed. No, you're a model, you're a writer, you're an actress, you're a coach, you're an athlete, you are a business person. There is no aspiring, because you're doing it. You're either doing it or you're not. You know, um, it's like people say, I'm kind of married. No, no, you're not kind of married. You either are or you're not. There's no thing. I'm kind of a virgin. Sorry, we ain't doing that, right? So, um, to like bring all this kind of together, you know, don't be fearful. You don't need to ask for permission to be the best you that you can be. You don't have to ask for permission to, you know, be an entrepreneur. You don't have to ask for permission to post. You don't have to ask for permission to love yourself. You don't have to ask for permission like to be as dope as you want to be. And just to help you figure out, your hey, somebody said hello. I can't see who you are, but I'm about to put it up here. So hello, Facebook user. Um, so when you guys see my live, if you go on to StreamYard, you'll have to give them permission to use your name. So that we can see your comments. But really, you don't have to ask for permission for anything. And sometimes, we have an requested group of people that want to give their opinions. Oh, hey, Andrea. Hey, Jen. Hey. Um, we have people weighing in on our lives, giving their opinions, right? You don't have to take it, because I promise you, I got like 5 people every day that try to tell me what I should or should not do. Personally, professionally, all of that stuff. And you have to decide whether you want to hear it or honor it. But you should be okay with people not seeing your vision. So, hello, Jennifer. Hello, Nika. How's it going? Thank you all for joining. Um, but you really have to be okay with like shutting out everything, you know, and not to ask for permission. Now, it's one thing if you have a trusted, a trusted circle that you know want what's best for you, then that may be different. But it's when you ask for the input. Most of the people I talk to, especially, and I'm not talking about clients, but even with clients, but I normally don't give my opinion unless they ask for it. But even if I'm talking to a friend, I say, hey, do you want my opinion? Or may I give you my opinion? And they can say yes or no, because sometimes they're just there to get it out. And that's okay too. I almost have an opinion for everything. Um, and I don't want to be one of those people that has an opinion on everything, because that really waters down your expertise. It's okay to not know everything. No, you never want to be the one. You know the people, whether you go to a conference or at work, it's the one person that always have something to say. They always have a question. They always have input. Oh, and the people that has always, they've done it before. Yet why are you here? Right? But anyway, so live your life on your terms. Um when I say this is not mother may I, you don't have to ask for permission. Because could you imagine, like, imagine just the people in your life. And I'm talking about everybody in your life. You got some people that are good in a certain area, bad in others, but just sometimes just visualize the mother may I. And remember, mother may I could really, they could allow you to advance forward, or they could be secretly be sabotaging to set you back, to take you off course. As I was stating earlier, in my rules for Mother May I, when I played back in the day, you could go kind of like checkers and chess. You could go all over the board to meet the objective. So, you know, your mother, or this person, this figurehead of mother, when you give them power, they can really take you all over the place where you didn't even want to go. Because let me tell you, anytime I played Mother May I knew how I was going to get there. I had already did my SWOT analysis. I didn't know it was a SWOT analysis back then, which means strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. I'm 5'7", so I was kind of tall as a kid. Um, so I knew, I was a track star before track stars were popular. I was doing the triple jump, the long jump. So I knew, like, 6 good leaps, I was tagging mother. I was up there with her. So like, I had already checked out the scene. I already knew who my opposition was. And I'm like, hold up. This wasn't the plan. But then you start looking around, and then you start looking at the mothers. And then I remember one game when the first person got to mother, that knocked mother out, the original mother. So then guess what? You got somebody else new who was telling you what to do. So although like I was coming in like a real close second, that new mother would always send me back. So just think about that. You got to know what you know. You have to know for yourself that you know for yourself without picking up a phone, without the validation, without now God gives you confirmation. Now maybe some people that he may send your way. So that's that religious piece is something different. But we're just talking about these regular olds, right? You got to be okay with them not approving your next step, with them not agreeing to what you have to do next. You have to and a lot of them may not even understand your purpose. But we can't get mad at them because it's not their purpose. Oh yeah, by the way, not even trying to be funny, but if you're not walking in your full purpose or your calling, you can't tell me nothing about mine because you're not even in tune with your own purpose. So think about that. Listen, I guess if I could give you like top two things when people start chiming in or want to be your mother, may I? When they want to be mother, look at them. Are you walking and living in your purpose? If not, that disqualifies them. Um, Thank you, Jen. So if they're not working in there, if they're not walking, working, living in their purpose, that disqualifies them to tell you anything about how you are going forward with your life. And then number two, like if we all, whether we admit it or not, we have a person that we aspire to be. There are some people that just inspire me to be a better person. You know, um, I have a lot of spiritual, and I'm talking like godly mentors. I have two. I have like four women, and I really have two men. And sometimes they're my azimuth. They are my azimuth. So you know what type of person you want to be, and a lot of them are. I'm almost there. I'm not fully there. Yeah, I still cuss. You know, I really do. I'm working on it. I still cuss. Um, but if that person that has something to say and we're lined up to where I'm trying to be morally, ethically, spiritually, then you're not really, I'm not going to listen to you. Well, I may listen to you, but I ain't really hearing you because, I'm just letting you talk to get it off your chest, but I'm not taking it into consideration for real because you're not a respectable nor reliable source to me. And then sometimes every now and then, I'll say I didn't ask for an opinion. I know that's hard, but that's part of boundaries, because people really try to push their belief system on you. So those are your two. That's like a quick check. If the person that's telling you what to do, if they're not living, working, or walking in their purpose, they can't tell you nothing about you, about your purpose. And two, if they're not aligned or lined up with how you want to be as a person, how you operate as a person, then disconnect from what they're saying because they're not doing they're not they're not doing. Oh, hey Nika. No, but that's okay, we'll get there. But Jennifer, she's like my unofficial moderator. She told me. But just disconnect. You just have to disconnect from what they're saying and limit it, especially if you know that it's a hindrance. But that's it. So there's no more mother may I. Like, you get to control your life. And if you have kids, it's so very important because where the head goes, the body follows. So if you raggedy, what you think your kids are going to be? I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. You know, God sets us to be role models. Um, and in the world, we could either be a positive role model. Well, God's intention is for us to be a positive role model. But unfortunately, sometimes, you could be a good one or you could be a bad one. Or other people. Because we're talking about there's no more mother may I. Don't let those people into your life. Like, you don't have to ask permission to be amazing, to set boundaries, to live a better life than you're living now. And that's not even saying you have a bad life. I live a pretty good life, but I still want more. I still want more. I still want to do more, and I'm going to do more. But if I ask another person and they're okay with doing absolutely nothing outside of what they have to do to survive, then you're not even going to get where I'm going with it. So it's from, people say protecting my energy. It's for me preserving my energy. So hope you guys have an amazing, 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 amazing week. My daughter, we just came back from a trip. Y'all will hear about that. It wasn't even, we didn't even post it. Oh, if they don't pay the bills in your house, what they say. Okay, if they don't pay the bills in your house, what they say or do does not impact my daily walk. Absolutely. Especially not what they say, but you have to let them know, hey, listen, you know, um, you just can't do what you want to do, because especially when it affects me and I'm paying the bills. I do believe in allowing the children to be, to be children. Like even in my house, I tell them, if they wake up in a crappy mood, y'all can take that back to your room. Like for real. I don't do it. I don't. Because 9 times out of 10 I didn't cause it, but even if I did, like why? Because you know how like you go into a room and the energy is just off. And it could be a different stimuli. So in our house, we just don't sit up and be nasty. We just don't sit up with the frown face. Do I care if someone in the house is having a bad day? Yes. Tell me that. We can go off and talk about it. But you know how that I just don't let that energy fester and like these like common areas like the family room, the kitchen, or stuff like that. Nah, you can come down, get some food, eat, and go on. But once because it travels and energy, there's some energy exchanges, and some of them negative energies be pulling on that positive energy. And sometimes if you're not aware of it, now you're like in a stank mood. So, my kids know, hey, y'all need to take that, hey, go back to your room. Everybody has their room. And even if you don't want to go in your room, we have so much, we have we have 7 bedrooms in this house. Pick one, even if you don't want to be in your room. We have 2 different living rooms. We have a basement. Look, we got a whole lot of stuff. We even got a whole like picnic table out in the front yard if you need to go catch some sun and catch some air. But it's not fair. It is not fair to allow negative energy to affect the rest of the house. So in our house, we don't do it. If I'm in a bad mood, I'll be like, I'm going to be upstairs. I'm going to be upstairs for a while, because that negative energy can be overpowering. Go back to the Bible when they talk about Legion, okay, what's connected to him. But just set those gentle boundaries. I preserve my energy, and I protect my energy. And that's it. But like, live boldly. Y'all know I believe everything is possible. I believe everything is possible. And don't be afraid to change it up. Y'all see how I jumped on tonight at 7:00 today. Why? Because 8:00, y'all know I wind down at 9:00. 9:00 starts my wind down. I'm doing devotion. I'm up in my room, because it takes me a second, to really wind down, do my devotion, and get ready. Absolutely. I had to learn how to deal with coworkers. You know what? So even with dealing with coworkers, we cannot deal with coworkers yet still be professional. Because some people, if you don't fool with somebody, we know in our entire disposition. You just know who works from you. And some people, I can have a positive co-working relationship and not deal with you. And that's called professionalism, because folks be trying to take you down that rabbit hole with them. Now your supervisor looking at both of y'all, because you got to think negativity. The goal of negativity is to grow and expand. So they're taking whoever's going to jump on the ride. So yes, absolutely. And thank you. Much love, Sarah, and stay safe. Absolutely. Thank you. So look, just go into this work week boldly. I hope everybody had the day off. If you didn't, one day down, 4 to go. Um, just be grateful for what you have. Even in the thing that you believe is like your Achilles heel, there's some goodness in it, and you'll learn something. And that thing that you learn may just be, you know what, I can endure a little bit longer, a little bit more. You know, you can find the good and the God in everything. So thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you guys for coming in at 7, because this is my new thing. It took me almost a year to realize 8 wasn't really working for me. But 7 o'clock, that's my new thing. In and out. So hope you guys have an amazing week. Y'all know how to reach me. Y'all have some subjects you want to talk about, let me know. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're in my private group, Coaching the City Life Coaching Group, add some people in there, because we're going to be, my goal is to pop in there with just some maybe 5-minute inspirational messages, because I have them all the time. I just don't pop in and say it, and then it seems like it's like a motivation dump, but I have so much. We have so much to share, and everything we go through, we grow through, and we help others grow through it too. So y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.